Hello friends, hope you all are doing great. Today I would like to explain the topic called land capability classification. So on the title itself you can know the capability of land based on which we are classifying the land. Let us see the meaning of land capability classification. It is a systematic arrangement, a systemic arrangement of different kinds of land according to properties that determines the ability of land to produce crops, pastures on a permanent basis. That means we are looking at the ability of land on a permanent basis. This is the two important things that we have to look on about the properties of the soil. So I am repeating, it is a systemic arrangement of different kinds of land according to properties that it determines the ability of land to produce crops or pastures in a permanent basis. This is about the meaning of land capability classification. How they determine this land classification is on especially three. They are, first one is inherent soil characters. Inherent soil characteristics, that means from the past, I mean years together, how the soil characteristics from the last generation, how they have the characters accordingly based on which they will determine. Then the next one is external land features. What are the external land features? That means if you are applying any fertilizer or chemical external input, that also can determine the land classification. The last one is environmental factors. Due to environmental or abiotic like rainfall or high sunlight or the soil temperature, likewise many are there based on which environmental factor we can determine the land capability classification. So based on the land capability classification, they have divided into 8 classes. Totally 8 classes. Out of 8 classes, first 4 classes are arable land. Arable land means nothing but the lands which can be cultivated for the crops. First 4 classes are arable land. That is very important for the exam point of view. So please remember, first 4 classes comes under arable land that we can consider. Then the last 4, I mean 5th one to the 8th one are cannot be used for the agricultural crops, but we can use for either forest or pasture or for the wildlife or recreational purpose, but we cannot use for the agricultural purpose. So the first one, let us see the class 1. Class 1 classification, we give the color called green. Class 1 land color is green in the map. That is that this class 1 land is ideal for all types of agricultural crops. Any type of agriculture crop you can raise in class 1 type of soil. Then the class 2 type of soil is mentioned with the color called yellow color. This class 2 soil will have the agriculture crops we can raise, but all the crops we cannot raise. But few crops can be exempted because of the nutrient status or any other factors. That's why it is having little limitation to the choice of crops. Then the third one also is mentioned with the color called red color. This one also will have the similar qualities of class 2, but here if we are having the limitation of 4 or 5 crops, but here we may have the limitation of up to 10 crops that we cannot raise in that particular soil, but other crops we can raise. So here, and also not only that, here some soil conservation practices and other practice or management practices that we have to adopt in class 3 type of soil, that is mentioned with the color called red color. Then the fourth type of soil, class 4, is mentioned with the blue color. Here more conservation practices are followed, and also choice of crops also very limited, but still we can adopt for the agriculture crop. So among all these 4, first 3 are the best type of soils, first 2 classes, and 3 and 4 classes can be adapted for the agriculture crops, but not as like first 2 classes. So these first 4 classes are called arable lands. Then next, let us see the 5th one. This one will have the color called dark green or uncolored, the class 5 type of soil, only for pastures. That means we can go for forest, we can go for wildlife, and also for the pasture, but not for agriculture. That means we can go for grazing in the class type of soil. Then the next one is class 6. This one is mentioned with the color orange. It is only limited use for forest, wildlife, and also limited pasture also is there, but especially for the forest and wildlife. But compared to the class 5, class 6 will be little worse. Okay, here we can grow pasture enormously, but we may not, we cannot grow as like 5th class in the class 6. Then class 7 is mentioned with the color brown. It is for grazing and forestry, but we cannot do any other thing. But the question is here, all are having the same similar qualities except class 8. Class 5, 6, 7 we can go for pasture, we can go for forestry, we can go for wildlife. But as class is increasing, the availability of grasses or the availability of the soil nutrients will be coming down. Okay, the quality of the soil will be coming down. That's why they have mentioned with the different classes. But the last class, when we look at the class 8, it is mentioned with the color called purple. In this only it can be used for recreation, wildlife and aesthetic purpose. But even class 8 we cannot go for pasture, but class 8 only for the aesthetic purpose, recreational purpose or wildlife, and also for forestry. Even forest also we cannot go for class 8. So these are the 8 classes which are very important. Out of these 8, you need to remember first 4 classes very keenly, so that you can write the question, whatever the question they ask. They may ask the color of the class, or they may ask the use of the particular class, or they may ask first 4 classes comes under arable or non-arable, that you have to write. So this is all about the land capability classification.